and today we're gonna be reviewing the Ford F-350 Platinum. This review is from the point of view of dog owners. This is not your typical car review for people that love cars. This is for people that love big dogs. If you're interested to see if this is the perfect car for large dogs, keep on watching. The main reason for this car was actually to pull the boat and also for work. We started using it with Venus and Apollo recently after we sold the 4Runner. So I wanted to wait a few months to see how we liked it with Venus and Apollo before I give you my review. The sticker price on the Ford 350 Platinum was around $98,000, and with all the taxes, fees, and all of that jazz, it came out to $108,000. And for $108,000 vehicle, I think is missing a lot of things. Like, it have zero luxuries inside. Look wise, it does have some luxuries, like I love the massage chairs. These have massage chairs and we always have them on when we're on the car. And the seat, they cool and they heat. So it does have some luxuries, but the looks inside, it doesn't look like this car costs this much money. The leather seats of this car, they're super comfortable in the front and in the back. Venus and Apollo, they love to sleep on them. All the buttons around the car, they look very cheaply, and in the steering wheel also look cheap, but it hits amazingly. It's one of the best hitting steering wheels that we have used so far. So that is pretty good, but like I say, for the price point of this car, is have no luxuries and it look cheaply made in my opinion. Before having the F-350, we used to have a Ford 150, the Harley Davidson model, and it's a huge big difference between the 150 and the 350, especially for parking. Parking this truck is a nightmare. She doesn't fit in most places, especially like if you're going to do groceries or if you want to go to a restaurant. In drive-thrus, it's a nightmare to have this car. If you're not gonna be pulling something really big like a big boat or a big RV, I don't think you should go for the 350. You probably will be doing good with the 250. The 150 was kind of small for large dogs. Venus and Apollo were really uncomfortable in the F-150. That was the reason we sold it and got rid of her. It was very tight. As soon as Apollo was full grown, they didn't fit in the back seat. Versus this one, they both fit in the back seat. But parking this car anywhere is a truly nightmare. This car have a lot of sensor, which is great for me when I'm driving it. I only drive it when it's extremely necessary. This is not my car by choice. But the few times that I have driven it, I actually liked it because it have the sensors in the mirrors, it have the parking assistance, also it have lane assistant. It let me know if I'm in my lanes, which is great when the truck is so big. Also, another thing that I really like is the cameras. It have cameras. They have a 360 view, so for parking that's perfect, especially for me. I'm not great at parking, and I really love the cameras in this car. This truck is obviously diesel because it's so big, and with the diesel prices being so high, and she's not economical at all. Right now she's doing an average of 16.3 miles per gallon, which is not great. So we fill it up the tank normally with $175, and it doesn't get completely full, but that's the maximum the gas station pump let us put. And we fill up the tank like once a month or every 3 weeks if we go a lot to the Keys. When we're with Venus and Apollo in the car, I like to open the sunroof. Like that, it doesn't get a lot of hair in the black carpet of the roof. One of the best things this car have is space. It have a lot of leg room and it have a lot of compartments for stuff. Here in the front have two glove compartments and the center console. But like I mentioned before, it looks cheaply made. Look at the compartment for the plugs. It's very plasticky. It looks like a really cheap plastic. And the knobs to do the trailer and the different things that you could do here, they also look very plasticky. The ones for the radio, they look better. Now that we have been remodeling the house, it's been very helpful. The box of the car is 8 feet long, so a plywood fit inside perfectly. Also, when we go to the keys to help my mother-in-law with the stuff over there, we could take a lot of stuff in the box.
I never use this, but it has it there. So to put it up, you don't need to pull the little thing, you just have to. Then we have a couple things in here right now. We actually have Shrek's leash, first aid, and some tools. Good amount of space though. But yeah, it locks, so you have to pull the little thing to put it up.
We normally leave it up because Venus actually like to sit on this seat and Apollo like to lay down. It's huge. The space here is really big, perfect for two large dogs.
You could lay this down because right now it's like in the toolbox configuration, and you can lay it down. It's all flat, but it's actually too tall for them to see out the window, so that's why they also like it down, I think.
Yes. It have a lot of storage for road trips. It's really good, though we have never taken in a road trip because the gas prices are crazy and this weighs gas like crazy.
So this is diesel.
Well, diesel, yeah.
Because they do have the option to get gas. You can get a gas motor.
I really like that you could turn it on with the remote. Like that we cool on the car before we put the dogs inside. It's not that hot, especially now in the summer. Venus and Apollo are pretty large breed. They are actually really tall for most breeds, and for them it's not as easy to get in this car as other cars that we have. Especially for Venus, she struggles. We always have to help her. Apollo is able to jump in, but he's only 5 years old. Venus is almost 8. If we keep this car when Venus is a senior dog, we're gonna have to get a ramp or some type of ladder, something to help her to get up. One of the benefits of this car is that how big it is. As you can see, Apollo is laying down completely in the floor while Venus have the whole seat for herself. She doesn't like to share too much, so this is a perfect setting for them. And they each have their space. The air conditioning is in the middle console, but like the chairs doesn't fall covering it, it's not a problem. So for them it's actually really good, and this car the AC work amazing. It actually frees you. Whenever we're in the car with them, we have to have sometimes long sleeve if we're gonna do a longer road trip, or have a blanket. Right now they were wearing pajamas because they were shedding, not because of how cold the car is. We haven't taken this car in as many adventures as we did with the 4Runner, but overall it's a good car if you need it. If you need a truck that is big to pull big rigs like an RV or a big boat, or if you're gonna carry a lot of weight in the box. If not, the car is huge, it's a nightmare to park in, it's very expensive, and it doesn't look luxurious inside, but it's a great working vehicle. And in the little adventures that we have taken it, we liked it. In the highway, it does better mileage than in the city. It's not a city truck. In the city, the mileage is really bad, especially with how high the prices on the diesel are right now. But overall, it's a good truck. It all depends on what are you gonna be pulling or what are you gonna be using the truck for. Well, that was it for today's review. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!